Ohio dropped 5-3-1. Get your pen and paper ready. You're going to see triple zeros. One, three, 5. 5-3-1, repeat, travel. 7-3-2, heavy. 7-9-1, triple dollar sign, first best alternate, heavy. Watch out for 6-9-1. 4-1-8, black sheep, black sheep. 7-1-2, black sheep, black sheep. 7-1-8, black sheep, black sheep. 3-4-7. That's going to be your last best alternate. Heavy. Triple dollar signs. 177 on fire. Only big money pattern on fire. Watch out for 997, black sheep, black sheep. 414, black sheep, black sheep. 442, black sheep, black sheep. The very last number you see will be 700, heavy. Triple dollar sign as proof that number will manifest. Okay, so we're looking at 5-3-1. This is for Ohio. This is a 3-digit big money pattern combination. Ohio. Okay. So I did tell you guys 135, and here's the reason why. Here is the reason why. Uh-oh. So today's the 15th. We have 135, black sheep, black sheep. 135 796 948 947 891 940. Okay. And 7 hours ago, 7 hours ago, I guaranteed it. Appreciate the love. That's what I like when I look over here and see people appreciating my time and energy when I get back to this plane of existence. And I told you there's some keys. There's some keys to what I be doing, and y'all not listening. Okay, so here we go. $315. Watch out for 748-874. Watch out for 024. Okay, so here you go. To win, you focus on the top 3 digits. I'm not answering emails that are not telling me, hey, Mr. Bascomb, I understand, overstand that you want to know if I know the prerequisite to join your group. The prerequisite is to win, I gotta focus on your top 3 digits or 4 digits, which I know you promise the first 2 big money patterns, fire, and triple dollar signs will manifest from the dates that you indicate. I also know that you guarantee the number 3. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Perfect prime example of my work right there. You see it for yourself. I also guarantee that these numbers will manifest. Look at this. On 115 to 123. Now, check this out. This right here, I did this 7 hours ago. Guaranteeing my number 3 big money pattern would manifest today. The dates are right there. Remember, your state is first. Stop asking me, do I do Louisiana, when your state is in capital letters. I do your state first. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm not going to take notes on this one, because I'm just getting a little weary as I'm speaking. But look at this. Look at this. Would you look at this? On 111, I told my VIP, look. To the 19th, I also guaranteed you would see this number debut in your state. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Triple dollar signed it. So again and again and again. So we got to do this here. Let's go over here. Let's go here, here, here. And let's come over here. Let's go here, here. Take all of that, there, there, and there, and there, and there. And I think I got it all sewed up. So, since I caught us up to speed, since I hadn't went live in a day or two, and if you want to get really caught up to speed, you need to go back and watch the video that I did earlier. Okay, so today is January the 15th. And, I need some power. Let's take this out. Am I getting power? I don't see it. Oh, it says it is. There we go. All right. Now we're in business. I thought I was going to have to shut it down. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here you got your 214. Look at this right here. $214 straight. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP that I could make this happen, even though I don't practice this. I said, hey, look, the 214, I'm going to triple dollar sign it. I'm promising it will manifest. 214, 23 hours, manifest. Ladies and gentlemen, 2120. Ladies and gentlemen, 18 hours. I made my VIP aware that nobody would be investing, playing, doing hardly anything with the 1022. I told them this. I said it's going to drop between the dates 114 and 121 in your state first. Then it's going to drop in Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, 115, ladies and gentlemen, my black sheep always on time. It's an underdog, straight, making us aware that no one would be looking for it today. But we knew straight between the dates 111 and 119 in Texas. Now, I want you to see something because This is where it gets a little special. 874, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, on January 6th, I told my VIP, look, 874, I guarantee it will arrive straight, specifically in the number 4 position in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I like to show off from time to time. I triple dollar signed it, told my VIP between the dates 111 and 119. I guarantee you will see this in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 5928. Ladies and gentlemen, I will show the fuck off and put the only motherfucking big money pattern on fire that will manifest by the very last motherfucking day. And I give you proof. I put it in writing. I told you on January 6th, no matter what, I'm going to set this bitch on fire. And you see it every day. Ladies and gentlemen, you got that 1641. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, my number 1 big money pattern. I told my VIP, you will see this between the dates 110 and 118. You see it for yourself in Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, 386. Ladies and gentlemen, I triple dollar signed it, told my VIP between the dates 111 and 120. You're going to see it in Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, 523. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise my VIP the very last best alternate. 523. Straight between the dates 113 and 121. I told my VIP, hey, look, I don't practice this, but guess what? In most cases, I can make this shit happen. Ladies and gentlemen, 404. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise to manifest my very last number you see. Straight! You see it for yourself. I told my VIP between the dates January 8th and January 16th. Look for it in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, you got that 045. Ladies and gentlemen, I told my VIP the black sheep is nobody going to be looking at that number straight between the dates 114 and 121. You see it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, but you can see that I will also do my due diligence. I promised my triple dollar sign would manifest today. You see it for yourself. 114 to 121. Ladies and gentlemen, you have your 0783 top 2. I promised my top 2. I put it in writing on 114. I told my VIP to win. Focus on my top 5 4 digits, which I promise the first 2 big money patterns will manifest from 114 to 122. Put it in writing as proof. Let them know that in most cases, I can make it happen in 24 to 48 hours, and I don't practice this. Ladies and gentlemen, you will catch me showing off from time to time. And as you can see, I told my VIP on 1-8. You would see that triple dollar sign promised to manifest in North Carolina. Congratulations once again, Divine. Cracking heads. 0617. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I promised my VIP. Look, to win, focus on my top 4 digits. I promised the first 2 big money patterns will manifest. 111 to 119. I also guaranteed it would go to your state as proof. So let's go back and see. What is that, New York? Is that New York, ladies and gentlemen? I believe it is. Yeah, that's New York. Look at that right there. That 109, number 1 big money pattern. New York, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, 9253. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is right there. Triple dollar signed it. Told my VIP, you will see this number manifest. I promise. And guess what? In most cases, I can make it happen in 24 to 48 hours. And I did that. Ladies and gentlemen, 312. Ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 motherfucking big money pattern. I promised my VIP that you would see this in Tennessee. You see it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, 9537. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I triple dollar sign that big money pattern. Told my VIP between the dates January 8th and 116, you would see that number drop. And guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, if you look, I did this on 1/7. I told the VIP, hey, look, do this from 1/8 to 1/16. I'm proving it every single day. That's the very last motherfucking number you see. It's a strategic formula designed by me. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 5038. Ladies and gentlemen, super consistent with my promise big money pattern on fire to manifest today. You see it for yourself between the dates 113 and 121. And in most cases, I don't practice this, but I can make it happen in 24 to 48 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I like to show off from time to time. You see it for yourself. How in the world can I make a big money pattern be on fire? Wait a minute. Let's do this again. You got 3805. You got 3850. That's a motherfucking big money pattern if I ever saw one. This is quantum physics right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 853. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP that my number 1 motherfucking big money pattern would manifest straight between the dates 110 and 118. I put it in writing. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your 664. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. 664. Triple dollar signed. I promised my VIP that I could manifest the very last motherfucking number you see today. Straight. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, You got your 8092. Ladies and gentlemen, I promised my VIP if they believed in me to win, focus on my top five four digits, which I promised the first two. Big money patterns will manifest 112 to 119, and I did it. Boom, boom, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, 4252. Ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed that big money pattern, which was a black sheep, you see it for yourself between the dates 112 and 119. Guess what? I consistently put that one out there more than once. So, again, these numbers are not lying to me. You see the 531 right there? We just did that. So, again, when I tell you that a big money pattern is about to do its thing and you don't listen, guess what? There's no way you're going to win because you don't believe in yourself. You don't. You're sitting here watching me do this every single day. Some of you have been following me for the last 8 years and just sit there in awe. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you can email me at dynamicallydriven@gmail.com. And if you understand that prerequisite, just email me that prerequisite. That will give you the opportunity to go and purchase a package from dynamicpredictions.onrender.com, and you won't get any feedback from me about why did you send me money and didn't know what the hell to do, because that's important, because most of the time I'm not even here. I'm too busy gathering information for those who believe. No rundowns, no flips, no mirrors. Straight quantum physics, energy, frequency, and vibration at its best. And I am the best at what I do. There ain't going to be nobody that's going to tell me that they're doing exactly what I'm doing. No one. I'm the only one there. When I look to my left, when I look to my right, when I look behind me, I see the same thing that I see that's in front of me. Nothing, no one, just me in my own little world, creating the numbers that I will manifest. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, vibrate high. Vibrate so high that you cannot deny that what's running through your veins is not running through everybody else's. What's running through your veins is supernatural. Believe it. I'm telling you, a lot of the lyrics to the songs, we're letting you know exactly what the fuck is going on. I mean, Prince said it. He said, "Baby, I'm a star. You might not know it now, But baby. Now check this out. Once you start walking in your truest identity, that's when you become supernaturally electromagnetic. Right now, your electromagnetism is only drawing to you what you're feeling. So when you feel depressed, you are drawing more depression. When you're feeling sick, you're drawing more sickness. You need to vibrate high. Stop brushing your teeth with the crest, with the Colgate, with the Ultra Bright. I'm telling you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason why they have you brushing your teeth with waste. Let that sink in. You can exit yourself and say, hey, what was fluoride originally intended for? It'll tell you it wasn't intended for anything. It was a waste product. It's a product that is given once another product is developed. So they tried to figure out what they could do with it. They said, let's put it in these motherfuckers' toothpaste. Let's tell them that it'll make their teeth strong, when it's actually going to do just the opposite. And it's also going to close up your supernatural ability, your third eye. But it goes even deeper. You don't want to be funky, but you're putting on the antiperspirant and you're putting on that aluminum. I mean, even when it says aluminum free, you better believe they just gave you free motherfucking aluminum. And they put it under another name. So again, you are what you eat. You are, and again, you don't have to put it in your mouth to consume it. You can put it on your skin. You can look at something and consume it. You can listen to something and consume it. Kendrick Lamar told y'all to turn the TV off, but y'all turn it on every damn day. Told you. That's the modern day crystal ball. What is a television set made out of? I'll wait. Man, oh man. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it is a wonderful thing to be able to walk into the future, come back to the present time, and know what's going to happen before it even happens. It's a reason why these lottery commissions do what they do. It's a reason why they have each lottery machine communicating with not just the mainframe, but each other lottery machine. They know exactly what's being wagered, when it's being wagered. They can tell you exactly who's been putting a lot of money on what numbers. So again, that's where I come in because guess what? I know what numbers everybody's not going to be paying close attention to, even though it might be a common number. A lot of people have the mentality that, oh, that number just dropped. It's not going to come again. Yep, stupid mentality right there. Forrest Gump said, stupid is as stupid does. Always invest in multiple drawings. That way, when they drop a number over and over and over and over, you're going to win it over and over and over again. Tomorrow is 116, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I wanted to how many people were with me earlier? I want to know, I want to see a number of hands of the people that were with me earlier. And I really do appreciate those who are showing me the love because that's what keeps me coming on here, knowing that people actually are looking at what I'm doing. Okay, so, all right, now here's the thing. So, you remember me showing you this, right? Here's where I can accuse you. You remember me showing you this, right? How many people know that this is some hard ass work that I was doing by hand last year on today's date? Right? Right? How many people remember me telling you that you would see certain combinations, certain numbers? So, I want you to pay very close attention, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this number right here 0829. Do you see that number? 0829. Boom, 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 boom. Nailing them to the cross. Y'all see it for yourself. And I told you, it's kind of hard for me to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, I gave you 90. I gave you 902. I gave you 908. Those are 4-digit trios. Wait a minute. I gave you 280. I gave you 289. 4-digit trios. I gave you 820. I gave you 829. That's a 4-digit trio. I gave you 980 and I gave you 982. That's a 4-digit trio. Okay, let's go and check out really quickly. Nothing happening yet for them. Look at that right there, ladies and gentlemen. On the website, the only thing that you will see is those top two, the fire and the triple dollar signs. But as you can see, your state between the dates 112 and 119 guaranteed to manifest. Promised my only big money pattern on fire would manifest straight today in South Carolina. Okay.